Swizzy, Pixie, Hyperjewel, Sharktini, probably too far down to catch.
Okay. I'm gonna
Looks like he's got the better job yet again.
Come on.
Going for the top 4 loot.
No. Wait, did Velo grab that? Velo stole that from him? Velo stole it, which is, I mean, maybe to a miscomm here, but Velo looking good to win. Maybe their first off spawn. 1v1. Got the shotgun. Velo wins it. Surely he does. Savage wins. We're not happy about it, though. We're not happy about it, though. The problem is now they've got to reboot. That's the major problem with this POI. Where do you reboot now? What do you do? Wonky now probably has comms on the fact that Velo's a solo, too. So, unfortunately, a win, but it's basically the worst way you can possibly win.
Just kind of surprised at the yoinks from each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit of a miscommunication there, and we're now getting pushed. Oh,
already
no.
getting third-party beam, too.
Oh, no. I mean, surely the teams might actually push this, depending. Because, I mean, I know there's not too much loot up here. He's going to stay pretty shambles. Are they pushing?
I mean, they also know that Cringe and Twy aren't here either, right? So it's just like... But that was what I was just talking to Chad about, though, is that, like, this duo in general, they had to basically win this all spawn because the leaderboard overall, like, they just got to start going and getting some points together if they want to have any kind of, like, decent finish, if not a strong finish for the Div Cup overall.
The issue I'm seeing there as well is in the map shot showed it. No reboots. This is kind of like a bit of a dead zone for reboots, which has been unfortunate. It's like one of the worst spots on the map for reboots. Every single spot. I can't understand Velo mad. Yeah, Velo's mad because they've won, but Savage died. You have to clean win this off spawn. Otherwise, you're in this situation now where there's no free reboots. Every reboot around them is in someone else's POI. So
like, Bumpy is completely out of the question. Same for Humble. Their best bet might be going to, like, maybe if they can wrap through to Tip Top Terrace late. But at that point, you're also having to tank a lot. Like, you're investing a lot for Storm, and then Storm Sickness becomes a big problem. And I know we've seen that issue for Savage in the past, too.
This is double con. This is Sharkantini unconned, unconned, unconned. Like, no one's leaving any of these spots early. Maybe this one. That's their best chance, but that's genuinely their best chance to try to maybe make something happen here. But yeah, it's a win. But unfortunately, it's probably not going to lead to the same success that Cringe and Twy have found when they've won off spawn. That is that's a tough one to win, going down. That's why that drop spot, I should have actually mentioned that when I was talking about how rough this drop spot is. It's a tough one to do well out of for many reasons.
I feel like it's just, I feel like it's always, every season, it's always Savage at the gas station. Right? Like,
and
it always
contested.
ends up this
Don't
way.
be the contested part. Got to be contested every single drop.
I don't know. Well, we'll be waiting to see how that actually plays out for them. I guess you get to run it back from the Cringe Twy POV.
Yeah,
see
true.
What went wrong there.
Yeah, I kind of want to actually. It's a very quick spawn fight. Then I'll watch Rax and Seti see if they can go 2-0. So I really want to see that team start doing well. So sad to see Seti split with Cammy, then find instant success, insane and global, and then still not get teammates. I'm still not really sure what's going on there. Ooh, here we go.
I mean, I couldn't tell you. There's always a mix-up, but it might be less like him not having the teammate options and more like, do I really want to team with the options that I have? Like, I think that becomes like a prevalent issue for a lot of T1s.
Ooh, okay, so Twy wait. Oh, so wait, Twy got the gun. It wasn't Velo.
Yeah.
Twy got the gun. Wait, Twy got the gun through Savage, and then they still lose. Velo drops down and gets the shotgun. Cringe has the scar. And it's the shotgun advantage. So Velo and Savage are actually really close to losing this too. That was actually a little bit of just really good RNG from Velo to pull the iron pump. Interesting. As Frosty and Dexy, 4 points on the board right now. Game 1, they got it uncontested. And wait a second, Dexy. Rax? Solo? Said he died out of the sky. No, said he must have died to Eclipse or Cade, I think. So he had to solo commit to just getting the gun and maybe trying to pull off a Hail Mary 1v2. I was like, why is Rax dropping on that? Yeah. So yeah, it's Eclipse and Cade. Oh no, wait, who took down Seti?
Oh, they don't have one.
Did Seti not load in? Oh no, he did. Went down to Asa.
Asa.
Damn.
I guess they're also pretty, they're like right underneath, so if they just push down first. Yeah.
And Dexy, well, to be fair, Dexy and Frosty, I think, actually went on a slightly worse drop or further off to the left to make sure this didn't happen. There is, like, always that, like, yo, so unlucky. They just beamed us. But, like, you will see teams pick, like, you see Clicks do that a lot. Clicks, like, and Higgs will pick worse drop marks to get down last, knowing that it doesn't risk their chance of getting beamed out of the sky, though. So there is some skill to it, but that's an unfortunate way to start the game.
That's so rough for Rax, though.
Yeah. The vibes are just not really there at this point. We'll see. I think they're still doing well overall. Like, I still think they did well in the one fight. They actually got a chance to do well, but we'll see. Do they stick next season? You think it's safe?
Seti and Rex?
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird for them to split like so soon. So I think they are one of the teams where like I feel like they're kind of in that limbo of not even the next couple of Div Cups, but like unless a crazy snake eating happens to where like some serious free agents are on the market, that's like the only scenario where I can picture maybe Seti or Rex like end up going different directions, but like I just don't see a world where like it's an involvement to where somebody would, you know, get snaked and they're like, oh, I want to go with like Seti now, because
true.
I just feel like Seti and Rax have looked pretty locked in.
Now,
all things given.
I'm not a hate watcher. I love Hari. He's a great player. But is there a world where if Cammy and Hari start struggling, we get the return of Cammy Seti? This is me back on my Savage and Mongrel. Like, there's always one duo. I'm just sitting here secretly, like, figuring out how every snake eating could somehow bring them together. That's my one I'm looking for right now. Like, please.
This is like your all roads lead to Poyo.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. All roads lead to Cammy Seti for me, hopefully. I don't think they actually do. I don't think there's a high chance it happens, but I almost like to see it as Chap and Flixie. We talked about how this is feeling like a bit of a do-or-die tournament for them, and 56 points is not the greatest, but some pretty rough zones for Classified Canyon, I will say.
Yeah, I don't think I'm really a big fan of Classified Canyon in general. Like, I feel like the POI just oftentimes ends up getting a little bit trolled because you're kind of at the mercy at, like, I don't know, just like the position where it is. Like, I feel like everybody can kind of look in where you're at and like what you're doing and get like surge tags on you and stuff like that. It was something that I noticed was giving a lot of grief, I think, for Cold in Rapid too. Yeah,
well, Yomzo, like I thought Classified was like a top 5 drop because I looked at like the chest, I looked at the amount of loot, I was like, this is a great job. And then when Yomzo left, I was like, wait, what? Talking to my chat about it, talked to Yomzo about it, he's like, yo, it's terrible. Like at least one or two games out of 6, one if not both of you die, and it's just bad. He's
yeah,
like,
because everybody can shoot at you.
It's just in a hole
like that
in
little
the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. The way that the kind of drops are at the moment, we've never had a map with this much elevation around it. So you just have to focus so much more on that with dying before you even get to your POI anymore.
It does get crazy hard mats though. Like it's basically like immediate break, you know, like. And the same thing with like a lot of metal options, but like I don't think the material trade-off is worth having every single team around you being able to like tag you up for free.
I mean, and they just never get zones. I don't know how many. I swear I've seen maybe 2 desert zone endgames this entire season. It's just non-existent. I swear.
Okay. Waiting to see if they fight or get involved to fight. They might just be looking to loot and bail, honestly. They got control right now of like majority of the gas station.
It's going to be an interesting one against Azad and Nifrozy again on the same thing. So Azad and Nifrozy, you talked about whether Dynus and Focusbot would try and make a different play now, knowing that Azad and Nifrozy is going for their vending machine. Looks like they are. So Chino and Pablo, got to give credit. They're looking very similar to Aegis Ritual right now. Just conditioned the hell out of the vending machine over here at Sandy Strip. It is theirs and no one wants to touch it. Even Fanae and Moneymaker over there not going anywhere near it. We've got 3 teams fighting over the gas station because no one wants to play for the vending machine at Chino Pablo. You got to respect it. They've done a very, very good job this season of conditioning that vending machine inside Sandy Strip.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the top premise here for all these teams. Hey, this is good though. You know, he's managed to stay out of mind. For the most part, I feel like he might be looking for that late plate.
I think he is.
Day reboot.
Yeah, I think he's going to just try and get as much surge as he can. He lost the damage. Like, once he reboots Savage, they'll lose the negative damage they had on Savage. And as long as he's up a little bit, especially with gold, they can then buy Savage a loadout. And I think they're maybe banking on the fact that, hopefully, Bumpy Bay has good weapons from their vending machines. I mean, if I'm Savage, I'm definitely hitting replays for Velo real quick or having a coach do it, because he could recognize very quickly that clearly the Bumpy Bay vending machine has gold pump and mythic AR and gold pump. So now they know if they've got enough gold or there's an extra reserve, they can buy decent weapons too if they find enough gold. Which is not against TOS, chat. Sorry, that is not against TOS. We have clarification.
Yeah,
Using replays on a 5-minute delay with a coach is not against TOS.
No, they're chilling for that. But I'm also thinking about like last lobby, you know, with iDrop Medius and Focus Thomas, like how that got a little bit dragged out by Bumpy. I don't expect that to be the same case scenario here.
Especially with this
but it's just iDrop and Medius sticking around for like a while.
Oh, I talked about conditioning this, and no, Fernand, here I am, of course, me doing a whole, you know, Chino Pablo conditioned his vending machine, playing phenomenal, greatest to do it, and then Fernand Moneymaker just roll up and shit on him. So, unfortunately, Curse living strong on that one. Chino and Pablo very much do not have this vending machine under control right now. They've got the mythic SMG gold pump. Chino's going to get away with it. And Moneymaker getting a bit aggressive. How's Money looking right now on the leaderboard, actually? Where is he? 54 points. Okay, I saw them in endgame in that first game. Looks like last game maybe wasn't too great for them, but Money getting active. Did you check out Money almost getting a win with Balloon only in NA solo finals? It was beautiful.
Unfortunately.
It was great.
It's just like one of those things, though, where you just know that it's going to be everywhere on like TikTok and stuff like that.
But I'm excited to see it.
I don't know, man. This kinds of plays are always just like ridiculous to me.
I want to see if someone can do it tomorrow. He almost got it. In other lobbies, he would have won. He did very well as Scroll takes some big shots on a Thomas. Got some Danish violence going on down here. I don't know where Focus is. Focus is a little bit further ahead of him, actually. But I think Sky and Scroll, again, just getting their damage, going back inside Battlewood, doing what they do. Again, they invest all of their early game into getting as much surge as possible, and then they just drop back in Storm as Vico and Malabuka doing a similar thing. As Vico has mythic shotgun. This is never get old.
Oh my gosh.
Vico has mythic shotgun. Malabuka has mythic enforcer. So we got one mythic each. We're sharing them here. Vico even has enough gold to do the inefficient play of buying the patch up. The patch up is considerably more expensive. How much is patch up? 500, I think? Is 500, Chad? Or is it less? Maybe 200.
I think
200?
it's
200. Okay, 200. So no idea as much. Yeah.
I thought it was like 250.
So it's less heals than a med kit for double the amount. But again, if you've got this much gold, you may as well just go for it. You kind of trying to invest time right now. He still has 700 gold spare.
Fully maxed.
They have like 15 med kits up here. So this is exactly what you're going to see Peterbot and Poyo doing later today, by the way, Chad. This is just full on one-to-one, just pre-show of what they're going to be doing. Because I do get maybe a desert zone. This is a rare occasion here. We got an East zone in a final. This is very, very rare. I'm going to be honest. Like, genuinely, I don't know the last time I saw this. I spoke
But
to
I almost
Thomas.
feel like that helps Vico Malabuka because, like, they're going to be able to just fly in off, like, ooh.
Yeah, I saw this one building up. I saw Focus Thomas inside the building with a team very close, and we tuned in, and they did not look like they were being as careful as I would have thought if they knew a team was there. And Kurama and Akira, this is their area of the map. They do drop down near here, near Riptides, rotated straight east along that south side, and Thomas and Focus, 126. They're top 5 right now, and it's been a very unconventional top 5 taco. Solo clutch game 1, then last game kind of dropping off heights. Should have had the free win. Now second. It's been a weird tournament, Focus and Thomas, to find themselves so high on the leaderboard, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, this is only going to make things even more weird for them, though, because to Akira and Kurama, it looks like they definitely want to try and drag this one out. They know that Focus is cooked, and yeah, overhead, more shots coming in from Belusi and Zangi. There's really nowhere left for Focus to go other than like deeper into Storm, but like I feel like he's just cooked right now. Yeah, waiting for the replay to pop up, but like I just don't really think you have any options left at that point. Like Kurama and Akira, they did a great job, honestly, just cutting them off.
It's going to be a tough one. I do want to see what happens when Focus Thomas actually get a zone here. Because again, with it one time it doesn't pull north, now it's pulling far east. And it's just like, man, from Riptides, they got a long way to go. But to be fair, against Sky Scroll, only a little bit further across, you know, in a similar situation with zone pulls, doing considerably better. So this is one meta more than almost any others where you can not blame zones. Especially, again, like we just said, this is actually a good zone for Vico and Malabuka in a similar situation. So with balloons especially, like, you just fly in deep into wherever you want. Like right now, pulling zones is almost worse for some teams than not pulling zones.
I just think it's also because it's like that sunk part of the map, right? Like all the problems that we have with like classified gang and stuff like that, but that's what makes it even better for like Vico and Mali, because they're probably gonna be able to land on like a hill or something.
Yeah.
That's just going to give them a lot more leverage, I think, than everybody else.
Chucking in our make kids. Teeny and Shark, 60 points. So again, obviously a lot of hype around them once we saw Huddy and Fishy not dropping here. Teeny and Shark are uncontested today, Chad. Huddy and Fishy aren't playing. But based on the scoreboard, you'd probably assume they are contested. It's not the normal performance we've seen. Last game, tried to make a balloon rotate. Teeny got knocked off that balloon rotate, and that 200 damage they took pretty much just spelled disaster the rest of the game. They were trying to play catch up against Surge, and unfortunately they weren't able to catch up. So Shark and Teeny are going to try and have a better game here, but the team that was looking... Yeah, there is a team up on the balloon right now. There is Nebs and Nathan. So, I mean, Shark and Teeny, there is a... Oh, I was about to say, there could be an issue here with Nebs and Nathan making a play on them, but they don't stay out there. They actually fly off it and go over the vending machine. I want to see Shark and Teeny make a play on them, but maybe after last game having so many issues of fighting in Storm, they just, they'd rather just pop the mage kits than take any shots.
Yeah, I think Nathan, whether or not they originally intended to go for those vending machines, I think that they also just realized camping the balloon could just be like a little bit of a death sentence, you know? And Shark Teeny willing to risk it again though.
Trying, I mean, definition of insanity here, but at the same time, honestly, like they can just be a little bit more aware. I think this balloon strat has worked far more than it hasn't worked. They just got a bit unlucky last game. So I'm kind of happy to see them not just throw out the whole playbook just because it didn't work one time. Again, something you'll see from more inexperienced players, but I'm sure Teeny has been here before. As Sky and Scroll doing exactly what I talked about. Seeing them this high, this is 100% a balloon rotate. This is what we need to see Focus and Thomas maybe start pulling out of the playbook as well. Sky and Scroll just ballooning up to max height, jetpacking in. And yes, I saw someone asking in chat, is this what Fortnite competitors become? Why is everyone in Storm? Yes, but it's also a combination of 3 major factors. It's the new surge, making it so that being in Storm away from other people is more advantageous. Gold changes, making gold far more abundant, and you can buy medkits, and then having a mobility item like the jetpack where you can travel 1,000 meters comfortably. So if one of those 3 factors changes next season, we could see a big shift in this. So it's not just how Fortnite's going to be going forward. It is 3 combining factors that are making Storm just more advantageous to play than ever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you though in the notion that like if they're not going to make the medkits more expensive, limiting the quantity of them.
Something. We can't have 20 medkits for 100 gold a piece in vending machines. It's just, I mean, look at what Vico and Malibu are doing every game. That should just not be a thing. And that was happening before this gold change. That was their strategy the entire season. So it's not like it's just because of the triple gold wild week. Like they were buying 9 medkits a game regardless.
Yeah, let it be known we're not preying on your downfall, Vico Malibu.
Yes, we are.
Largely just.
It's just how it's got to be. It's the same thing I do every time. If it's mad boring, I'm sorry. I come at this from a spectator perspective. I love these teams doing well, and I can't hate on anyone doing well with the meta the way it is. But there's a reason why I've now got co-casters. The yapping fest is insane during the mid games right now. You run out of things to talk about at this point. And we're in endgame. We've made it.
Start making stuff up for fun. Spreading misinformation.
Oh, I love that. I'm totally down. We'll do that. We'll do like a kind of joint venture of just rage baiting people. That's what I used to do. Just make stuff up when I was casting. It's just fun. See how much people would realize. Just throw in random stats and see if someone questions it. As Marius eye drop looking good on the edge here. So we got a very different zone. I don't know if we've seen this zone. I think almost at all in the final stack.
Yeah, and it's a relatively open landscape too. So. Wingsuiting is going to be kind of difficult for the rotates.
What did happen to Savage? Sorry. Is he back? He's still not back? Is Velo just played out the entire game? Oh, he's down now as well. Did he try to bring him back, chat? What even happened there? Sorry, I completely forgot about that storyline. That's my bad.
I mean, he was chilling at Bumpy, like outskirts of Bumpy for a long time. I think he probably just got caught on a rotate. Like somebody had to recognize that he was a solo, or the moment he went for a reboot. Again, so many teams spending XYZ amount of time inside a storm. It's very realistic to think that they would have just been like pummeled.
Unfortunate. That Savage and Velo now winning the spawn fight, but definitely not going on to have a good game. Unfortunately, can't find the same success Cringe and Twy have. A Vico and Malibuka, first place here, stuck on this congested edge right now, back inside Sandy Strip. Marius and Eyedrop also here. Money and Fanayan. Pablo solo after Chino went down. Now back to the lobby. So Pablo and Chino getting a very advantageous zone, and Moneymaker and Fanayan making a play on them inside Sandy cost them everything. A Shark and Teeny, 261 above, not making the same mistake as last game. It looks like the balloon rotate going far better for them, but their loadout, the meds. We've got 5 heal grenades, only 1 med kit, so plenty of shields, but not much else to work with outside of that. But 100 above now, they should be okay, but they need a bit more damage here to be fully safe, and there it is on a Cade. That's also going to be a nice little refresh on the meds. A Fizzberry jar to grab there, and huge material boon for Shark.
Yeah, I mean, basically 555, right? Like, that is insanity. Okay, looking like a modern-day loot llama. Unfortunate stuff there, too, because, I mean, it's basically what we were expecting, right? Open area, you're trying to wingsuit through, and you just got teams like Shark Team looking, but now they're actually at the mercy of the lobby. Focused a little bit too much time going for that body loot, and they're just going to be picked apart. Shark still left standing, but all that material seeming like it might go to waste here. Eclipse now trying to get a little bit of vengeance. But left, just keep
22,
trying to push forward.
14, 6. Oh, he gets in. Shark gets in. 6 HP. And no, he's going to be the loot llama for Comeback now. So it's going to change hands. So Mixit and Comeback going to reap the spoils of war there. And huge refresh for them. And that is a very unfortunate third game here for Shark and Teeny. I think the Shark and Teeny spree will be coming to an end a little bit here. Last week, kind of gave them a little bit of a pass because they were contested, still played phenomenal. Now uncontested and doing worse. Potentially, maybe they put all of their prep into the off spawn that didn't end up happening, and now it's just kind of thrown out. Ooh, their strategy as Malibuka's down too. And Vico now solo 114 below, and 12 players have to go down. No extra shields, only the med kit. things looking very, very bad for Vico right now.
Yeah, Sharkatini, they're one of the teams that was spraying Vico and Malabuka on that last rotate. I saw Vico was incredibly low, so I'm guessing that Mali just got picked off along the way too. But Vico still doing what he can, trying to commit to the low ground, but he can't get away from Moneymaker and F9, who are seemingly on the come up in this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking down some big teams. 58 points, double mythics. Sky and Scroll, though, Love and Life. The closest team to them right now is over 50 points behind them. So Sky and Scroll, really good chance to surge forward. It's been interesting, the power plays throughout this season. Start of the season, it was very much Sky and Scroll neck and neck with Sharkantini. Two best teams in the region, if not the world. And then Sky and Scroll stumbled a bit, didn't do poorly, but weren't getting those top 3 placements for a couple weeks. Everyone sold them out, and now Sharkantini might be going the similar way. It could be Sky and Scroll's chance to jump back up, winning 2 weeks back-to-back, maybe. Frozy and Azad, who we've been gassing up for making plays outside Sandy Strip, going really well right now. They're the next highest team to try to catch up to Sky and Scroll, but things are looking very, very good for the Danes here.
Damn, it looks like they've kind of gotten a glimpse of Moneymaker F9 up on height. But Sky Scroll, they've played the past few lobbies from the low ground. They haven't necessarily taken like huge stabs towards height. I think that they've definitely just been enjoying kind of causing a little bit of chaos underneath, but now they're watching height, everybody else sent surging forward, trying to stay on top of that front side. F9 doing what he can, trying to apply a little bit of pressure to these teams in the skies, but not enough tags connecting, and now it'll be their turn to jump forward. And yeah, that's not looking good for Moneymaker right now.
Scroll gets a refresh on the wrist. That could have been very bad for them. They don't actually get the refresh. It's Mixon again right now. Mixon just coming across all the loot. Mixon's probably one of the most stacked players in the lobby. Gets that refresh after Scroll puts in all the work. But then again, I'm glad to see Sky and Scroll on a 5-4. There's the extra material because Mixon is that stacked. They're leaving material behind in endgame. But Sky and Scroll didn't really need the refresh, so I'm glad they didn't play super aggressive for it. 2 elims on the board, 70 builds apiece for the most part right now. Both have phenomenal fighting loadouts. Sky with this gold pistol mythic pump is going to be very dangerous, but Scroll got plenty of weapons they have here as well. Marius goes down. So Marius, this is a pretty rough zone for them, far east on the map. But Sky and Scroll, as Taco said, all their performance today has been coming off the low and mid, which is very good because it's a lot more replicable than high ground. Not as many issues to face if big teams make big plays. And Scroll hits a big pump on a Fastroki. They haven't given up just yet. Bevies and Fastroki gonna have to get away from Sky and Scroll quickly here. They're playing aggressive. Scroll, here's a crack on backside. Might try and look for another refresh because those materials I was talking about, they are starting to dwindle here. They're down to less than 60 builds combined, and this is their chance to try to jump forward. Don't want to see them go down right around the big placements coming in.
Yeah, but it's all about that the ultimate low front side control. It's going to be very difficult for other teams to actually try and pull into the sides of them. And they're just tarping straight through the river. I mean, trying to get into the next edge of zone, but is that a Frizzy? I think that they've kind of managed to isolate themselves a bit. And right as I speak, Mixon Convec on the other end of their box.
All roads lead to Mixon Convec right now. How they're everywhere. Every time we see someone fight, go down, big name refresh, Mixon and Convec just always seem to be there to capitalize on Frozy going down. If Azat follows, I was going to say if Azat goes down here, Sky and Scroll just got another elim in the feed. They're surging forward, but Azat, he's taking names with himself on the backside, but surely someone finds him solo, no shield, just slamming everyone on the backside.
Actual agent of chaos right now from Azat, and we'll have an opportunity to try and replenish his shields just a little bit, but not a whole lot left in that Flipberry Fizz. Sky Scroll, on the other hand, looks like they've managed to find at least one refresh for the Siphon materials, but they still got their work cut out for them for Strokey and Bevies knocking on the floor under. And Scroll, though, Telio's going to be eliminated, and yet another point being stacked on top of all this. Sky Scroll doing a great job here. I just think that they might be able to actually control the low ground. It's only Convic and Mixon that are really have to challenge them for it.
Yeah, I'm looking at their builds and I'm thinking, oh, they're kind of shambles, only 20 builds, but I feel like we see them in this situation all the time and they still pull off the wins off low ground, jumping back up in the old top, choosing to actually tank a bunch of zone here to get themselves the front side priority, pop the med kits instead, gets another elim. That's going to be elim number 8. 8 eliminations, maybe 9 here. Scroll with the jump shot with that mythic pump, both of them absolutely popping off right now. 13 builds. Looks like not a lot, but in the hands of Sky and Scroll, they seem to just drag their builds out for so far. They claim space, don't use any builds unnecessarily. There's 5 teams, 8 players right now, so there are quite a few solos left in this one, and Mixon and Convex finally get found by someone. They were just popping off this entire endgame. 9 eliminations, almost double digit for Sky and Scroll. Now, I know the audience is not going to love this. We might be looking at a runaway hit, Taco. They have got a massive lead on the leaderboard.
This is huge. Yeah, nah, the eliminations that they managed to string together alone were already such a huge separating factor, but if they pull out a win here, Aussie, which it's very much looking set up for. I mean, for Strokey, Jack Flixie, though, they might be able to steal the show. Also 7 eliminations. And this would be a huge performance for them, too. Something that'll definitely start pushing their way up on the leaderboard numbers. So, Sky Scroll, they know job's not finished. But they got to deal with for Strokey directly in front of them. Still, not a lot of HP left for the solo, but the damage has been done. Sky's gonna fall, and Chat Flixie, they will punish. They just waited for the perfect moment, no hesitation.
Yeah, that was smart play by Chap and Flixie. I was gonna say, whenever it's this like 2v1v2 situation, normally the biggest factor is gonna be the solo. Both duos can play phenomenal, but it's whoever the solo goes for. It's usually low ground. That Strokey just distracts them long enough for Chap and Flixie to jump down the backside. And great game though. I mean, for the sake of the viewership, we're kind of happy that they didn't pop off there because Sky's, I mean, we got a 100-point lead basically halfway through the tournament. Not normally a great position, we'll see, but 10 Elim second, 4 Elim fifth, 7 Elim win. Chat, I will take the chance. Everyone knows we saw this coming. This is my Arcaloot duo, chat. Sky and Scroll, my absolute ghost. If you guys want to be as good as Sky and Scroll, buy my mouse pad. It's 100% how that works, chat. It's proven. Don't read the terms and conditions, though. That's how it works. If you get my mouse pad, you will be Sky and Scroll. Vico Malabuka could make a comeback. I am very happy to see Chap and Flixie get that win, though. Top 3. You and me have been saying it. Everyone's been saying it. I've been calling this duo to split for about 2 weeks now. I'm glad to see that they haven't, if they can pull off performances like this. A 9 Elim win jumping them up. But the fact that this match history puts you in third by 1 point, it's a very inconsistent leaderboard right now, Taco. Yeah,
I mean, just top 5 all 3 lobbies so far for Sky and Scrolls is pretty dastardly work too. Just because of the fact they really just forfeit. They did not care about high ground.
Yeah, no.
I think that they've saw everybody's like kind of just running shambles and they're just cleaning up all of the solos and duos. Like they're just fully trusting in their fighting capabilities, and I definitely respect it.
The low and mid, they've just made it look so strong. Everyone's been clashing over the high ground. I mean, they've just been going low and mid. I wonder if that is a factor. That's how they've been winning all their tournaments throughout the season. But I think there was that kind of period where high ground, few teams seemed to have figured it out and they were getting their big games off and they were kind of getting left out. But now it seems like maybe with all the mythics, maybe everyone's so much more stacked, they're more confidently going for hide, and low and mid is the place to be again. Are you kidding me? I feel like EU Finals has been amazing this season. What do you mean? Thank you for all the subs, by the way, chat. I'll catch up. Wavy, Molecule, Geordie, Embom, Murky, Naze, Evan, Nick, Fire, Spat, Trick, Glenn, Jackson, Hazard, Shiny, Josh, Theros, Liso. I realize I didn't thank for market too. Ben, Mark, Risk, Break, Walk, Sezix, Giga, Rav, Verxy, Crow. We always love Crow. Thanks for 56, bro. 65, sorry. Sunny, Maddie, Monster, Malwacky, John D, Erlo, Cloud. Sorry if I missed your subs, chat. Obviously trying to cast. It's hard to read them as they come in live, but I love you all. Thank you so much, chat. Thank you.
So we got what? The 2-1 lead right now for Cringe and Twy, and also still trying to, you know, defend their position. Top 5 leaderboard. Literally on the threshold in 5th place heading into this lobby, so.
We're going gas station. We're sick of the 50-50. We haven't seen too many. I don't know if we've seen teams do this. Interesting choice from Savage and Velo. This is one way to play it. So normally the spawn fight is decided by the 50-50 up on the weather balloon, but Savage and Velo now, this is kind of the play to win the drop, but not win the game, Taco. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of like a kick the sandcastle kind of play here, you know?
Yeah, but this could also still be such a huge throw on the side right now. I'm thinking for Cringe and Twy, because A, they've still got to try and flush them out of the gas station, but not only that, this is the most stack that we've seen both Velo and Savage actually going in for the challenge now. So what exactly we're going to try to find, and Savage already making the call out. Like, looks like they just took off.
Oh, wow. I mean, that gives Velo and Savage the advantage right now. Like, based on loot, you feel like they're definitely going to play better, but maybe they've gone into uncontested bumpy. This is going to spill over into I drop Marius. Savage now going to get the extra loot off the balloon as well. So I was calling this a kick the sandcastle kind of play, which to me is usually when you give up on doing well in the tournament, you just want to try and make sure the other team does poorly to lock down the drop spot. But it's worked out really well for Savage and Velo here.
Yeah, I think this is everything they could have possibly wanted, honestly, because now they actually have the luxury of being able to fully clear out what they were initially setting out for in the first place. And I don't know if Cringe and Twy are planning on, you know, revisiting anytime soon, but I think that in the back of their minds, they were just considering the factor of if we go down now to just 50-50 or getting third party, like what just happened to basically Velo in the last lobby, because Velo didn't come out of that either, right? Like, I don't know. It's just not probably, the juice probably isn't worth the juice, I think, for Cringe and Twy.
Chino and Pablo taking a fight with, I don't know who outside of Sandy over at the balloon. I have to think this is Azad and Ifrozy, right? Which is one of our highest point teams. But I'm trying to figure out why they'd be fighting here. They have all of Sandy. Why have Chino and Pablo decided to fight at the balloon? It has to be Azad and Ifrozy, because that's the other team dropping on West side, and they may want to pull up early, take them down, get extra loot. I guess this is the kind of point we saw like a Chav and Flixie at, where now they're going for big games, right? Pablo and Chino in 15. They're not settling for a top 10. They want a top 3, but wait, if they go down here, top 15 will be the best place there in this tournament so far. Open the double heal grenades, and oh, they do, and it is Azad. Azad and Ifrozy go down early. Game 4. That's super unfortunate for the underdog team that was in 4th place. Now going to drop very far with how close this leaderboard is.
So it looks like Chino and Pablo just got sick of them. Split the lead and bailing.
Yeah, I guess
they didn't want that anymore. They wanted to make sure they fully claim everything that they feel belongs to them, and I can't blame them. Especially if they're coming out on top there. And now you see how that impacts, though, the teams that have been fighting for those vending machines that Azad and Ifrozy have been going for. So that's just going to alleviate, I think, a little bit of pressure there.
I hate you, Maris. Yeah, I don't know whether they actually... I'm not sure. I don't know. It's kind of a... I'm enjoying the change in mentality. It makes it so much more... Ooh, steady. Sorry, I'll come back and watch it. It makes it so much more entertaining that teams now have this. Again, a lot of people attribute it to the Peterball mentality, where it's just like, you'll see a team like that. It's in 15th. Back in the day, maybe would have played safe for a top 10 or top 5. And now it's like, nah, I need to drop a 20 bomb now to win. And it's entertaining. I'll give it that much, as we have a very awkward spawn fight. As wait, Rax. No, Rax doesn't land up on the hill. The assist. Does Steady just win that with a pickaxe because of the third party?
I think so. He was getting sprayed, and then said he was able to just pickaxe him down.
I thought it was Rax because, like,
he was going to get shot there.
It seemed too perfect, so I thought it must be Rax. You know, Rax landed short as well. Steady gets absolutely blessed. I mean, to be fair, last game they got picked out of the sky, so I guess it kind of goes both ways. The third party, you know, live and die by the third party.
Again?
It would have to be, right? It was a Kate. Could it mean did they have the angle on that? You know what? I want to see it now. I'm curious. Nothing was happening anyway. I'm curious. I want to see. Was it Asa Podesai? I feel like it's got to be. No, it has to have been Kate, right?
It's
Kate. Kate pushed up on the tree. Ooh, okay. So Cade giving a bit of an assist there to Steady and Rax. Now, I think Steady and Rax's chance of doing well in the overall tournament's not looking too great, but I want to see them pull off a good game. I need to see just for their own vibes.
It was hilarious. Like, why was he in the Matrix for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Just not hitting him at all, and then just pickaxe him and stole. Not only did he live, the fact that he got the kill credit too, gets 4 points with the pickaxe, and looks like Cringe and Twy's strategy is to now make the play onto iDrop and Marius, just leaving Savage and Velo to have the entire split. Did not expect Cringe and Twy to make this play.
To be fair, though, iDrop and Marius, even while uncontested at Bumpy, have still been having a little bit of a rocky showing for this Div Cup so far. Their mid-game, I think, has just been very volatile. I mean, part of it I'm willing to credit to like, the zone being kind of brutal for these teams, but Twy, Cringe, exposed himself now. Marius on the ropes currently, and
is this working?
I fear this might be the worst outcome right now for iDrop and Medius, because at the very least, it's
all right, chat, calm down, or I'm gonna drop you from the chat.
Control of this POI, and now they're gonna have to worry about Cringe and Twy consistently.
iDrop coming in now. At least they've got good loadout. iDrop and Marius have the better fighting loadouts. I think as the element of surprise kind of gave it to Cringe and Twy here, but now with the one shotgun between them, he's actually dropped it to Twy. He's more confident in Twy's ability to try and pull something off here, but iDrop Marius is not the duo I want to try to fight with one shotgun between me, so we'll see. Velo and Velo and Savage as well. We saw on the stream they were kind of trying to figure out where they went, but most people can figure out there's really only one direction. The Cringe and Twy could have gone into Bumpy Bay, so Savage can kind of ruin this one. Yeah, they are. Velo is definitely sneaking up on this one. Not even sneaking, he's running straight forward. He's only got the auto shotguns though, and Savage has the gray combat. So I mean, they're going to be pretty scared to try and jump in and take a all-out brawl here with these weapons.
I think they are definitely just trying to set up their party, but now if you're iDrop and Medius, you've got to be fully cognizant of the fact that you are just potentially about to get pincered here, but I think as long as they control the rooftop, they should be chilling. They might even be able to get out of this and might just let it kind of unfold between Cringe Twi, Savage, and maybe picking up where they left off.
This is not looking fun for any team involved. And now we have Slurpfish kind of lurk around the edge as well. We know a lot of teams are coming in for this Bumpy Bay vending machine. So I drop Marius. I mean, we both left him off our Preds for a reason. Flixie has a good game and then goes down here to Nako. Never mind. Chav and Flixie continue the domination. One elimination though, so Nako was solo for whatever reason. So never mind. Top 3 holding on here. If you want to close the leaderboard, you got to hope Sky and Stroll stumble. You got to make sure teams like Chav and Flixie keep going strong. Otherwise, this is going to be a full World Cup runaway. Gonna have a Booga victory lap moment here on the EU finals. Bumpy Bay, I don't think anyone's winning out of this, honestly, because I don't know what Savage and Velo's plan is to try to get their loot off of it. I guess scavenge the rest of Bumpy Bay. I actually kind of like this. This is a good play.
I mean, at the very least, they are definitely just preventing iDrop and Medius from having, you know, a little bit of control. I mean, they look kind of separated right now, too. I wonder if Savage is kind of honed in on the fact that iDrop might be a little bit further away from this duo than what he... I don't know if iDrop just thought he was sneaking it, but yeah, it's just like one of those circumstances where I don't really chalk it up to a win for any of these teams until I actually see one of them full commit for a fight somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Savage and Velo will be playing this very different as green dual pumps and gray combat. Like, there's no world where they're confident taking this fight. Like, we're down the leaderboard, 8 points, not really got much to lose. They want to try and have a good game, but I mean, it's a brand new duo. You want to pick vibes up. They did have last finals at least, where when they did make endgame, they did very well. But this is not the loadout you want kind of coming into endgame, obviously. So I think maybe if they can try and make a big play, but just not the loadout for the big play. So I think they're scavenging around the buildings, thinking like, what are the chances we don't find an iron pump from any of these buildings? And so far, luck is not on Savage's side.
I mean, I'm also just thinking about like how long it might delay all 3 of these teams if other teams kind of start like pulling over into the area. Just because you hear a couple of shots getting scattered, you don't really see anything lighting up in the limb feed, like especially with the zone pool too. And now Sharktini.
When I was talking about the, you know, you're low on the leaderboard, you're not going for a top 10, you're going for a win. This was the team I was looking at to start getting very active. Shark and Teeny will not be satisfied finishing top 20, top 10. They'll still try and go for a top 5 even here as Teeny misjudges the wingsuit a little bit here and almost gives Kashi a chance to take his head off there. I'm surprised Kashi didn't try and go for a pump there. I was maybe worried he was going to get landed on, but Teeny goes straight over the top. Shark now gets stranded up on the high ground. Shark and Teeny have to drop back down together, but this is only safe for now. I bet Kashi's probably a little bit confused what's going on, but if they know anything about the teams around them, especially with Shark and Teeny, how aggressive they've played around these POIs and the position they're in, I think Kashi and FireEnd should have expected this.
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of been hovering with it too, just the way that they've been rotating. They've kind of got, I think that they've caught the scent of Shark and Teeny just in past lobbies, sort of trailing them. So Shark and Teeny now, I mean, they kind of have to go aggressive though. They know that they need a big game if they want to push themselves into top 5 and stuff like that.
They're leaving it all out there. Shark and Teeny will be going for full huge games here, and maybe it's just one of those days for Shark and Teeny. I can't remember the last time I've seen Shark and Teeny lose a mid-game 2v2, and now we've watched them lose. I guess last game technically wasn't mid-game or the game before, but I have not seen Shark and Teeny lose this many 2v2s ever, let alone in a single day. It's just something, unfortunately, just off today with Shark and Teeny. I mean, they've had a phenomenal season. Last Div Cup finals of the season. Kids will still now say Shark is washed, but for the most part, I mean, you can't really have a tournament with less impact, but it's still unfortunate for a team that did honestly truly start to look unstoppable. Even well contested 6-0 off spawn, still pulling off good performances, but yeah, something shifted here for Shark and Teeny, and it's affecting them a lot.
I mean, I'm starting to really think that the off spawn, I wonder how much of it was like full in prep on expecting to be contested, and then when you are, you're trying to figure out like how do we swerve our search strategy for this. But they really have not had a chance to like get any sort of footing. I almost feel like that initial, like when Teeny first got beamed off the hot air balloon, that might have just been foreshadowing for like their look on the day. Just
kind of just the unsettling, and now it's just, yeah, this is what we saw with Chav and Flixie now as well. You make these kind of plays, you throw everything against the wall, maybe you're a bit frustrated, you just try and over-aggress, so even in fights you'd normally win, it just doesn't go their way is Savage still got this great combat. I mean, we need some of that Benji Fishy RNG right now. Savage and Velo, I'm guessing they haven't had enough time to get any gold to try to buy one either, maybe. Because what is gold weapons at? 500 gold? Is gold weapons 500 gold? And mythics 1,000? The one thing I haven't really paid attention to too much with the update. Oh, it's 1,500 for gold. What's mythic then? How are people affording 4 mythics? Mythics 3,000? Holy shit, people are getting more gold than what I realized. Wow. That is even more than what I thought.
I forget who it was that I saw, but there was like a team that had like 60K gold or something, and everybody was trying to figure out like where they were getting that much like gold from so early on.
750 from just the cash register. So I guess when you put it that way, gold weapons 2 cash registers. I guess that's not even that insane. A Shark. Wait a second. Shark goes back in. Shark maybe gets the reboot on Satini, I'm guessing. He does. Fire and Kashi try and push over to close the deal. And Shark takes down Kashi, and now Fire ends a solo. So a bit of the bite we're used to seeing from Shark and Tini here. Coming out, Shark kind of backs into the corner and pops off. So, okay, there's still a hope there. There's a world, but it's not a very big world, I don't think.
Storm Sickness potentially for a duo that doesn't have every single medkit in the universe like Vico and Malabuka, right? Like,
no shotgun. Does Malabuka lost his shotgun? Like, is it left behind? Is Aster and Podesai somehow like stolen it? Did they leave it on the vending machine or something? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's led to this position. I think maybe was this Malabuka's shotgun? No, this looks like the player's loot.
Setting up though for like their usual, because I don't think they know Malabuka's hiding behind this rock either.
I don't think they do. So it looks like they switched roles. So Vico's now sitting up on the high ground with all the loot and waiting. And I think Malabuka was supposed to go down and get loot and come back maybe. And then now he's just waiting to see if he can get the vending machine at Clausy. But Aster and Podesai just not giving it up. This is an interesting situation for Malabuka. But I mean, he's got the main He can stay here all day as long as no one knows he's here.
A little bit of a time sink, but yeah, definitely one that I don't feel like I would be super pressed over. If anything, almost wonder if Podesai and Asa, depending on how they like edit out, or if they go for like a wingsuit play, if Malabuka might be able to just tag them up along the way, since they don't seem to have any idea that he's actually just close by.
Yeah, maybe. Could try and get some extra surge off as well. It's a pretty favorable zone for both of them. What would have been a favorable zone for iDrop Mars? They didn't have the shenanigans of the overspill from Velo versus Cringe.
No.
And yeah, it's kind of rough right now. iDrop's now solo. Velo and Savage still just not really able to find anything. The loadout's still stuck. They've got 115 builds between them basically as well. Just unfortunately, the 2 times Savage is one off spawn. I'm still calling this a win. They did manage to make a bit of a swerve and what do you call it in football? What's the play when you an audible? They hit the audible, switch the drop, but unfortunately, it's not really leading to good points for them. I don't think.
Yeah, and I'm almost starting to wonder if it really even ended up all that well for Cringe and Twy too. Like maybe their net benefit was just the fact that, you know, they didn't take that risky 50-50 and still have the chance to play through like endgame, but the loot was definitely not looking the best for either of those duos.
I need to check something out really quickly because I literally had to check it. Wait, so is there a Xinox and a Xenox? Are those two different people? That is two different people. Okay, because in my mind I saw Truly kill Xinox and I was like, how? But never mind. Truly kills Xenox. Yeah, I thought we were about to see like a monumental cell here. I thought there was gonna be like chopping our own like staircase or something. I thought maybe like Truly and Xenox were trolling each other, but never mind. I thought Truly just killed his teammate, chat. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought I saw Truly kill Xenox, and I was like, how has that possibly happened? Like, you'll see someone slip and die to themselves, but killing your teammate is like an extra level of like, you sold. As Chap and Flixie take an aggro fight against them as well. They've got their one Elam on the board. If you just got hit, chat, the leaderboard is very split. The reason why I haven't been checking out first plays that much, Sky and Scroll, is because this is what you're going to see. This is why they're doing so well. This is their game plan every single game, regardless of where zone goes or what happens. They get early surge. They farm their mats, they get gold, they come back, they buy med kits, they hit balloons, they rotate in. This is literally the one-to-one playbook every single game for Sky and Scroll. And it's, I think because of the balloon Jetpack as well, Taco. It means that it is replicable in literally every single zone. Like, you can do this to any zone. This one's close, still gonna do it though.
This might be their riskiest flight path,
yeah, I was about to say, I was just gonna say, this is the chance to try to have the play go. I was like, it should be good. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of priming a bit of a curse there. I'm sorry, I can't do that. That was deliberate. I'm thinking this one with the closed zone right here is the best chance they're gonna have of getting beamed and this not work, and then it doesn't work. I'm not really sure why Sky and Scroll tried to go for the balloon rotate here. I think they just wanted to go deep in the half as possible, but in this meta, you got to assume there's a team here. But I mean, with this much gold and this much loot, I mean, this might just be like,
they're fine.
Yeah, it might just be a pause. This isn't even gonna put a stop to them. It's just gonna slow them down. Oh.
Still a little bit annoying though, because they might end up getting lobbied here now, and Scroll's also fighting against the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're definitely gonna have to deal with like.
I think it's over.
And
I'm thinking it's over, and I'm not gonna pretend that I'm some crazy analyst to figure that out. I've just had Sky in my chat say, I might be stupid. So I think, unfortunately, we might have a bit of a spoiler here. Don't think this ends well here for Sky and Scroll. Sky with a questionable play, and the ramifications are going to be very, very big. But hey, this is the benefit you have of being almost 100 points in first. You can make these mistakes, and it means we have a tournament on our hands. One of the only times you'll hear me cheering against Sky and Scroll. I still want them to win, but I would like it to be a game
Sky
6.
For the content stretch.
Yeah, exactly. We got first place selling here just to put a show on for us. Make sure it's nice and close. You got to love Sky for this chat. He's a man for the content, you know? Deliberately selling this game so we have something exciting to watch. And Sky has quite a questionable loadout. Oh, never mind. We got our hands back on some of the loot. We should be okay here. I think we're going to pop off. We're going to get in. 3 refreshes. I mean, we're 555. This is winnable, right, Taco?
Oh yeah, very clearly. I think the true win here is that he's going to use most of the medkits, so nobody else gets to take them. Like W greed. I respect that.
We're now in a 5-tick, 40 above. Surge probably going to be an issue as well. Yes, Savage Avila did just go down to Shark and TD chat. Unfortunate. I do want to see how first place goes down
might
here.
Get this.
I mean, Trillion Xenox could steal these 4 points here. He makes it in, though. Okay, Sky and Scroll make it in at least for now, but they've taken a lot of damage here. Again, if you guys don't know, with the rebooting, it resets your net surge back to 0. So the reboot onto Scroll or Sky, whichever one died first, their net damage would have gone back to 0, which means that now any surge they've gained, they're going to lose, and then they've also been farmed. But Sky gets an elim. Gets a freebie. That's what this is all about. The 4 points on the board, 9 above. But yeah, we're pretty much watching the death march here at first place. I want to see how Chap and Flixie are going, because right now is the chance. If these teams don't know it, this is their chance to catch up.
Yeah, and this is definitely one of the teams that you've always got to have in the back of your mind for the big pop-off potential, right? So Flixie, Chap, world's their oyster, essentially, and whether or not they're going to be able to pull it off, only time will tell. But Vico and Malabuka, very much same intentions. They're also looking to try and charge as far up the leaderboard as possible. You have to anticipate that these teams are keeping eyes out on that elimination feed. And if they see Scroll's been taken out of this lobby, they know Sky somewhere lurking. But even with the material count, even with the med kit, I just...
I'm looking at the ammo. I'm looking at the ammo, Taka. We got 16 builds between both our guns. So we're going to start chucking guns at people at some point here this game. Like, the Enforcer's going to get thrown. I mean, this is not looking great. We knew it was going to look great, but the ammo being more of an issue than I thought it was going to be. Good clutch, though, with Sky to kind of at least get in and do anything here. But I would say it doesn't matter because they're 100 points in the lead, but it is two of the biggest high point potential teams in this lobby who are in second and third. Chap and Flixie, they're going to leave it all out there. They're going to full send, see if they can surge up the leaderboard. Malabuka and Vico, 2 Div Cups in a row, dropping multiple double-digit wins, getting 10 and 11 elim wins back. Back to back like it was nothing. So Vico and Malabuka can very much bring this one back. They do seem to be a second half of the tournament kind of team. Cringe and Twy, after what looked like they lost the spawn fight, Savage Velo pushed them off. They then went into Bumpy Bay, and they've kind of salvaged something. And I know Savage fans aren't going to like to hear it, but Cringe and Twy have been very impressive today as a team. Whether they win the spawn fight, lose the spawn fight, whether they do whatever this is, they seem to kind of just make their games count, even when they don't look like they should.
Okay. That was a big come up, I think, for Twy and Cringe, though. Just create a little bit more space inside the mid ground. And I don't know. I mean, the Great Pump is still a little bit rough here. But...
Oh, Sky goes down. Sky's down and out. We have no first place. Okay, 253 is the points to beat right now. So Vico, Malabuka, Chap, and Flixie, they're reaching for the heavens here. They've got to try and get as many points they can on the board this game. And even if they have pop-off wins, they probably still won't even find themselves in first place, but at least be close enough going into the last 2 games where they can maybe bring it back. As Sky and Scroll, we need them to stumble, and they definitely did. By far their worst game this tournament. So Vico and Malabuka, the door's open now, and they've got the lowdown in the position to do it. Sky and Scroll going to be feeling very silly right now.
Yeah, they can also just prioritize rotations, right? 483 above. They're not really that pressed for time. It's just about trying to... avoid the primary focus of the rest of the lobbies. They're going to send it straight for front side. That seems to be the intention. Claim a little bit of space here. I'd imagine they're going to start looking to go up pretty soon. Just clearing out a little bit of their visual space, making sure that they recuperate any white HP that they need to. But still got to worry about Swizzy and Pixie overhead, though. They've also seemed like they've wanted to go all in on the investment pretty early on. Truly and Xenox gonna have to dive a little bit more. I mean, with high ground being in control right now from Swizzy and Pixie, it's gonna force all these teams, I think, to kind of recognize the fact that like they're just gonna have to wait for their moment and drop.
Ooh, 29 builds for Flixie, so he needed his moment very soon. Drops down, finds the refresh. He should be able to get his hands on it. Hopefully he's healthy. He's burning half the material he had just securing the refresh. Actually loses material, I think, just trying to lock that one down. So Chap and Flixie, yeah, he gets the purple pump out of it, and in the hands of Flixie, that'll be pretty dangerous, but they're not in the position they need to try to surge up here. And we have a good, healthy team on high ground with Swizzy and Pixie, so Vico, Malibuka, that's usually where they find their big games from. Malibuka picking up the Mythic Pistol now. Mythic Flex SMG, Mythic Pistol. They are looking very, very healthy. I forgot the Mythic Pistol was in the game. Can you still get this from fishing? How have we got a Mythic Pistol? Am I stupid?
I believe you can still get it from fishing, by the way.
Well, there
but
you go.
I don't know if that's how they did it.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty confident I saw a pink grab one.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's a good weapon to have in the endgame here to try and have that pop-off game. So Chap and Flixie, and Chap goes down as I say that, not looking like they're in the position to have the catch-up game. But Swizzy and Pixie, very, very healthy on the high ground. If one of these teams is going to try and look for height for their big game, it's not going to end well as Flixie has 0 builds.
Yeah, they went all in, I think. We're trying to get Scrappy through the lower layers, and now Flixie...
Okay, where are we dropping? Oh, let's see. Why are they all shooting at me? My God, I've got 100,000 people that they could shoot at. They choose to shoot at me. God, I still want out of the middle of nowhere.
Duck, backside his zone. But again, purple pump at the ready.
Ooh.
Kira Karama could be picked off here. A lot of damage applied, but needs to find the closing shot. He's going to head for Karama instead. Akira just skirting by. A little bit disorienting there. And with no builds, I mean, there's only so much that even the best players can do from that position. Good attempt, though, but now that's definitely going to open the door for Vico Malabuka just to commit. Playing out, finding their own rhythm here inside these lower layers. Nebs in their sights, and yeah, only so much left to be done there. They'll be cleared out no problem, but they are running relatively thin on the materials, still enough to kind of keep tarping through the lower layers, but I don't know if it's enough for them to want to try and overtake height just yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough situation, but they can still do it, though. 6 teams, 10 players. Remember, 200 and what was it? How many points did that be? 250, I think it was. So Vico Malabuka cut that gap pretty close now. 14 builds. Pixie on the receiving end of that mythic pistol does a lot of damage. Vico Malabuka take almost no damage back there for the trade. They're going to know now. They've done the damage. They're going up. Swizzy and Pixie have to try to hold this one around the corner. Malabuka hits him for the 100. Vico is going to be able to finish him off there. That's 5 eliminations. They've taken the high ground, and this looks very reminiscent. Once this team takes the high ground, they don't often lose, especially considering they are the only duo left in this lobby. It is looking amazing for Malabuka and Vico right now.
Yeah, that double side jump too. Vico and Mally just attacking from 2 separate angles. It was so much, I think, for Swizzy and Pixie to try and control there. But Pixie still just trying to stay ducked underneath some of these older builds. But with Malabuka down below, he'll find the finishing blows here. It's only Haris left standing as Vico and Malabuka. This is definitely seeming like their time to shine. Jonas, actually, still circling the waters here.
My man's still in it, but not for long. 20 HP, 0 shield at this point now. Yeah, Jonas is going to be another elim for Vico and Malabuka, and they do pick it up. They get every remaining elim. The 8 elim win. And like I said, even if someone gets a pop-off win, they're probably not going to be in first, but man, it is a lot closer now. There was someone in my chat saying earlier, EU finals have been very boring this season. I would disagree heavily, but surely you are a happy man right now as we have 2 points, half an elimination, separating first from second. Sky and Scroll stumble. They go from getting a first, 5th, 2nd to getting a 27th off that balloon play. And then now, the difference. 8 elim win, Vico Malabuka.
Hit my surge! Hit my surge! Hit my surge!
That's Pete!
Knocked one!
To be fair, that was the clip that Booga broke down calling Peterbot a cheater. Before Pete was even Pete, before he won FNCS, this is when Pete first came off console. Kids don't even remember why everyone thought Peterbot was cheating. It's because the kid went from being a console pro to a PC mouse and keyboard pro, and then within 2 seasons had better aim than almost anyone on mouse and keyboard. Like, I honestly can't blame people for being suspicious. Like, it was insane how good Pete's aim was.
What did you do for Thanksgiving today? I actually didn't see anyone. I was alone.
Standard. Oh. Oh. One sec. Wife and daughter are going out, so Steve wants to go. Steve's very excited. Sorry. You guys always ask me about owning a corgi. Unbelievably cute. But when I tell you, they're a very loud breed of dog. Like, very loud breed of dog. They will bark when they're happy. They'll bark when they're sad. They'll bark when they're scared. They bark at everything.
Well, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Okay, you dead? Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my f***ing god! Frantic just got fucked. This gun is trash.
Okay, this is not hitting for anything right now.
See, how many times? How?
This feels like me right now with the hammer.
So bad.
Yeah, Labs mid map is actually. Yeah, Labs mid map's a bit. Bit of a waste. I will agree on that one, and that's probably the most likely chance of something blowing up, right? Because literally, isn't that the mini event today? There's a giant death orb
I
above
feel like
it.
it's gotta include it to some extent.
It has
maybe
to,
not
right?
with like SETI now, because
unfortunately, the 2-time Savages won off spawn. I'm still calling this a win. They did manage to make a clear. EU finals have been very boring this season. I would disagree heavily, but surely
and yeah,
high ground play. They give back what they. We saw Malibuku versus Veno in Grand. So it's not really a play you want to make an aggressive play on just for the sake of it. Vico, I feel like very passionate player who will also hold a grudge. So I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I know it's the Peterborough mentality. Pete's kind of changed how people look at the game, and for the better or worse, I definitely love it. But no, I don't think there is any world where King, Vico, Mali, or Sky Scroll right now is a smart play for literally any team in this tournament. As Lucia and Hallie getting aggressive. 69 already. We're already below 70 players now in second zone. For comparison, we had 75 players alive in fifth zone in game 1. So you're just kind of seeing the difference here. I mean, everyone's just kind of leaving it out there. It's not only the last game of the tournament, it's
how many players by fifth zone
of the season. Yeah. I think it's going to have the scrim effect where there'll still be enough staying alive. I'm going to go with 50. Oh, I'm going to go with 59.
I was gonna hit 50 clean.
Oh, really? You think it's gonna go that crazy? Okay, we'll see. I think teams will still commit. There's still a fair bit of prize money, where I feel like other regions I maybe would have thought with prize pool differences or like composure differences, but I think in In the EU, I think it'll be like that last game of scrims, but kids key, and then everyone else who wants to still play it seriously plays it serious, and then just stays alive and kind of drags out.
I'm really banking on Shark and Teeny going ballistic, like trying to go for like the big elimination game again.
Yeah,
because I do think that they're still looking for like a key heavy game. Like
maybe there's the few teams I still think should be going for. Like iDrop Marius is definitely one of them as well. Double mythic gold. Like I can see iDrop Marius getting very aggressive. I only got 3 of them on the board, so there are a few teams to keep going for. It's just once it gets to that point, like starts to get to zone 4 into 5, it just becomes too hard to take clean fights without getting third party, and the risk becomes a lot worse as we are getting a very similar looking zone here. It's not quite, it's a little bit more to the east than it was the west, but man, I don't think we've ever seen seasons with more zone bias than this season. Like I don't know if it's scripted, if it's just luck, but it just feels like once you start getting one type of zone in these finals, you just keep getting them. It's crazy. Shark and Teeny, 2 wins on the board. As we said, there's easier teams to fight us. We're not questioning the aggression of Shark and Teeny, we're just questioning whether the aggression would be directed at Vico, as Shaco's is now on the receiving end.
Yeah, with Shark and Teeny in control too. The endings underneath. Tilio a little bit too separated. They're just going to chop that tree entirely. And it seems like they're willing to invest a little bit more time here. I mean, they know that they could probably win this fight outright, but they're not going to be too over-aggressive because obviously you don't want to find yourselves getting eliminated. If either one of them falls, I mean, I think that might just be it. Like, they have to both stay up and running.
Yeah, and even then as well, they have to think of the reboot stuff. I don't think that, I mean, I think they can make this happen. I don't think Shark and Teeny win this, but I'd love to see a Shark and Teeny top 3. But wasn't it last week? They got a 9-kill win last game, wasn't it, to really jump up? So they are one of those teams like Vico Malabuca. When they need those big games, they are very good at getting them. As Vico Malabuca didn't go towards the Clawsy Lodge vending machine. Do you think I'm overlooking at this? But do you think there's a world where they were worried that someone might be making a sneak play on them? Because this is a very different... Maybe it's because there was there no gold vending machines at either? Maybe they just didn't because there's no gold vending machines. Let me check. Because right now, Vico Malabuca, when they need it most, and they don't get a single gold vending...